All right, everyone, and we are back with part two, the incredible story of Fruition Candles. Saepreanna, you have shared with us some really inspirational stories, some really inspirational ideas. Like it sounds like you have really found your way. A lot of times it's people seem to think that getting to where you are, you don't have to go through any hurdles. Um, Tell us about some of the hurdles that you've had to overcome and how you've made it past those issues, if you don't mind.
Well, the biggest hurdle that I had was being working as a retail store manager in the high demand of being in the corporate world. So, and then creating my bar and having appointments. You have to have balance when you do that. And sometimes, I can't make the appointments. I can't do that. So I have to hire a person to as my assistant to train them and have the same vibe as me.
Mhm.
That's a lot of work that you have to do. And balance is the most important thing that you have when creating your business. And
Yeah,
sometimes it does set you back, but you can't let that hold you back. You have to keep moving forward.
of course. What
Your
do you,
customers, yeah.
what do you look for? Excuse me. What do you look for in employees? How do you know when you found the right person who can extend the energy and the passion that you have to your clients and to your brand, so you can continue to have a life and time with your family and loved ones?
Well, a lot of my customers that I actually have that I speak with and interview, they're like, "Gosh, I wish I can work for this company." And I'm like, "Well, wow, why do you wish? Why can't we make that dream come true?" Never wish on something because always you have to just put your foot forward and do it. And when I give them that challenge, my gosh, the sky is the limit with them. I mean, they're just like human sponges. Whatever you teach them, and if you teach them the right way, and if you have the passion built in, my gosh, they will follow you. You know, I, I've just been really blessed to have really great people working with me.
Right, right. And so I know that your husband is the graphic designer, your dad is the wax stamper. Do your children ever get involved with the business, and if so, in what capacity?
Well, my daughter, she sells luxury real estate in Beverly Hills, California.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so I'm really proud of her. She sold her first real estate home like last month, so I'm really, really happy. But she's just so proud of me. She's like, "Mom, I cannot wait until you come to LA and have your studio right here in Beverly Hills
Yeah.
because your brand is just like amazing. It's just hot." And I was like, "Okay, we're gonna do this. Like we already have it. We already wrote our check on how much we're gonna make for the year, and or hit the lottery, one of the two." And my daughter
Right.
is just so amazing. She's like, "Mom, once I sell my first $1 million home, yeah, we're gonna just open up your business here in LA because you are just gonna be so amazing." My son, he's so proud. My kids are just so proud of me because they're like, "Mom, you don't even look like look your age, and look what you're doing. You're just growing, and you're just developing, and I'm just so proud of you." When your kids tell you that they're so proud of you as a mom, man, that makes me even want to work harder because you got to understand that when I leave this earth, this business is going to them. And the passion that I have, it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. But my whole thing that I have for my business, you grow as you go. Don't go out there and spend all this money. Just start small and work your way up. And
Right.
I'm telling you, it's going to grow.
It has to. It has to. And when you have such a positive attitude, you have such a positive outlook, and like I said in part one of our interview, you just glow. Like it makes sense that you run a candle business because you just glow from the inside. So I understand that, your passion comes from, your children and your clients, and that, really kind of inspires you and gets you going. Is there anything else that, when you just have those not so great days, how do you get up and continue to bring joy to, other people when, there may be days when you're not feeling the best? How do you get through that?
Actually, my dad died. He died of small cells cancer. And I have a picture of him in my studio. No one knows. He's always there. He's right above, like literally everybody watching me.
Oh,
And no one notices that picture when they come in. And that's so amazing. All they see is all the beautiful vessels, my oils, everything, but they don't see his picture. He's the only one, he's not the only one, but he's the main one that's actually kept me going. Sometimes I cry. I cry so much because the hours that I work, 45 hours a week, and doing retail, being a mom, wife, it's a lot of work. And that's when you have to have balance. And sometimes I just go down to my studio and just talk to him right above. And I say, Dad, just get me through this. What would you do? You know what he would tell me? Don't give up. He's a sergeant major. He was a sergeant major in the military. Both of my parents were.
oh,
And
wow.
all they taught me to do was keep fighting. If you're in pain, it's not because you're dead, it's because you're alive. CEOs never sleep. They keep going. They push and push and push. So
Yeah.
that's what I do when I'm in the studio. He's my biggest inspiration is my dad. I cry.
That's
But for some reason, when I'm in my studio and then when I have my classes,
Mhm.
the energy, he's like a 5-hour energy shot, my dad. I'm telling you, if I could just do that, that's how much energy he gives me. And he's watching me.
Yeah.
And I know that everything that I'm doing, saying, and making people happy, I know he's smiling above. Do you want to know something? When I had my candle bar event, and there's a picture that my customer and we took, the whole place was dark. And when we came down to the studio, the sun only shined on one place, and that was my door.
Oh,
You box that
wow.
picture. And then the lady was like telling me, she's like, oh my gosh, someone is looking right above you. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's my dad. The picture is amazing. It was scary because that's how close he is to me. And he knew that day I was so tired because I was working.
Right.
I worked and I did a 7:30, and this is in the beginning of my candle business. I would work 9 to 6, and then I'll have my candle business at 7:30, and I'll do my class, and I'll have it until 9 o'clock, and I'll get up and do it again.
Wow. Wow.
But no one knows in my studio that picture is right above everybody, and no one looks up.
That is so incredible. You talk about your studio a lot. How did you find the space? How did you know this is where you wanted to this is where you have your classes, right? In your studio? What made this particular space the right space for you? I mean, I heard that it has a rooftop and it just really sounds like a really curated, just essential, just like calming place to be. How did you know this was the spot for your candle bar?
Well, where we live at is an art-based community. So the luxury apartments, all of the downstairs has studios. So when I first started, I started off in like a really small space. Maybe it was like 300 square feet, really small. And then when I grew, I just kept growing, and I was able to maximize every square footage. And then my clientele just got bigger. I went into a bigger space. So this is my first expansion because I had so many appointments, so many clients, and it was just like an overabundance of love. That's what it was. And we decided to do a studio because one, insurance-wise, it was cheaper. Where we're at, the customers are safe, the parking is secured. When they come in, you have to be fobbed in, you can fob out. Everything is just so comfortable and relaxing here. And it's the cost value is just so much cheaper because if I was to go a storefront, I would have to pay the insurance, electric bill, Wi-Fi. We looked into all of that, and it's just like too much. an insurance company to even insure all those vessels that I'm purchasing,
Right.
we're talking about that's thousands of dollars that is sitting in my storefront if I was to do a storefront. The insurance was crazy. It was hard. So I was like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to maximize this. And I don't ever want to leave. I don't. And I'm never going to leave. We've been here for 4 years in this apartment complex. And my studio we're talking about, I'm almost hitting 2 years. 2 years I'm almost hitting. And it's just been amazing. And all my customers, they tell me, don't ever move. No, no, don't ever move. So that's just confirmation from my customers.
It's incredible that everything just kind of fell into place. Like you were right where you were supposed to be, that had the space for you to grow your vision. And that is just, I think that's such a great lesson in understanding how to use what you've got, right? And make the absolute best of it. Instead of trying to go out and find, a storefront in all of everything that has to go into that, but really just utilizing the space that you have is just so smart. It's just so smart. So where do you see Fruition Candles in, the next 5-10 years? What are some of your goals of your business? What are some of the milestones that you want to hit? And, how are you going to get there?
Oh my gosh. So, my husband and I like to go to Florida. So, in Tampa, they have a mall called the International Market. And right on the second level is Tiffany, and my store is going to be right next to that store. I said, you know what? My store is going to be right there, right next to Tiffany, because right below them, they have a soap, a person that creates soap. She sells soaps. And we're telling me this lady sells soaps for like $2, $3, and she's at the International Market. So why can't I have my candle classes right there with all my dream vessels there? It's just going to be so amazing. So I see myself there in 4 years. In 4 years, yes. And then I'll work my way up to Beverly Hills.
Absolutely. So the next step is just expanding into different territories. It seems like growing your business.
Yes, Richmond will always be my home. This will be my home base, but my next stop will be International Market in Tampa, Florida, right next to Tiffany. So watch out.
I'm so ready for it. So are you considering create mass, I don't know if mass producing is the right word, but creating big batches of candles to sell there? Or is it still going to be just really focused on the classes?
I really want to focus on the classes because people need to understand, how can I put it? It's so easy to create a candle. It is so easy, but I can help so many people start their businesses by even helping them create a candle. And then just having the feel of, okay, this is how you wick, this is the how much, the volume of wax that goes in there and the temperature. People don't understand that. But when you have an experienced candle instructor, my gosh, do you understand how many businesses that I can help grow? Look, I don't plan on being on this earth that long, okay? It probably be like another 50 years. So that I'll be 100 then, okay? I will be 100 then. But during these years that I have on earth as an instructor, the problem with small businesses is that they don't take the time out to help people. But if you come to a candle bar and you're like, oh my gosh, she has so much energy. She's having so much fun. I want to do this.
Right.
Do you know how many people are going to want to open up their candle business that way? And then I've had people come to me and they're like, Saepreanna, I just want to do a class. And I'm their mentor. And it's so amazing. But the first thing I tell them, I was like, no, I'm not going to teach you how to make a candle. No, you need to learn how to do your brand first. Understand why you want to create your business, because that's why people are going to ask you, what's the meaning of Fruition candles? It means come together. What's the meaning of your butterfly? What, you don't know? You can't tell that to your customers. They have to believe in you.
That's so true.
So when I have my mentor, I do have one mentor and I love her so much and I check up on her, but her goal is to create her candle, her luxury brand. I tell her all the time, don't talk to me unless you have your brand. And she'll tell you that. Saepreanna, like, no, she's going to start with your brand first. That's the number one thing that you have to do. Candle making will always come, but your brand, you have to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, your customers are not going to believe in it. You cannot just make candles.
It's so
and then when I go to Tampa, Florida, I will create so many jobs, not only for candle makers, but also people that want to buy vessels. Right. They're going to go right to the people that I go to. And that's the problem with small businesses. When they're up and they're like, okay, making those dollars, they think that, okay, well, they don't want to help people. There's so many people that you can help.
Absolutely.
One of my clients,
please, one of your clients, no, please continue.
One of my clients asked me, she said, so who's your competition? And I was like, my competition? She says, yeah, it's Bath and Body Works, Yankee Candle. I said, no. And she was like, well, who's your competition? And I was like, I have one competition. And his name is Henry Bendel. And he's on Fifth Avenue in New York City. And he is a millionaire and he's deceased. So he's making he's making millions of dollars. Do you know why I chose him? It's because his dream is always living. His candles are always burning. So you can always grow your business, whether you're alive or dead. Absolutely. It's so important.
I think what's so inspiring about you and your story is that you are sticking to your brand. Like, your brand is about bringing people together. It's not about mass producing candles. It's about creating an environment, an inviting, personal driven environment. And I think it's so smart that you thought outside of the box in that way, because so many people are just like, I'm just going to start my candle business and I'm going to make candles and I'm going to sell them on my website and I'm going to sell them online and in stores and that's it. But you've really taken that extra step in realizing where your talents lie, realizing like who you are as a person and what really drives you and how you can expand upon this idea that so many people are already doing, but how can I make it better? How can I think outside the box and do something different? How can I add something else to the market that's not there? And I think it's just genius. It's genius. And I think that it will absolutely continue to work. I think the fact that you are an innovator in this just says so much. It just speaks to your brand, and it speaks to you saying how important the brand is. And you can tell how much it means to you, because you're really holding on to it. Like, this is my brand and this is what we're going to do. And that's it. And I just think that's so inspiring, because it's so easy to be like, oh, it could be so easy to just make a couple extra bucks, but it's not about that.
It's not, it really isn't. It really is not. That being a candle instructor, you can create so many more jobs for people. And I'm not talking about hiring people and giving them their W-2s. No, I'm talking about creating more small businesses. We need that. We do. People need to just break away and learn to go on vacation when they want to go on vacation. If you get sick, you can take the time out. That's so important. Life is so important. And a lot of people forget about that. You forget about, even when you're dating or married, companies take a lot of your time. Granted, they do. And small businesses, it's a hard work, but you have control over that. And it's all about balancing. A lot of small businesses, they forget about balancing. They forget about themselves. They forget about, okay, well, I'm making this money, but you're not going to put back in the community. Meaning you're not going to teach those people that came to the candle bar, hey, they paid for your instruction to go to your bar, but you don't know if that person is really there to figure out how to make candles. You have to be open to your customers and say, hey, what brings you here? What are you celebrating? What
Oh,
do you do for a living? What do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah.
right.
And that's how I get all my customers. They're like, wow, can I book another class with you?
I bet. I'm sure they are. It seems like something that you would want to do again and again and again and tell all of your friends about, and then they will want to do it again and again and again. So, I mean, it seems like you were really, like I said earlier, curating a very luxury experience. And we at Dream Vessel are just so thankful that you chose us, to help represent your brand, because we also think that quality is of the utmost importance, and beauty and luxury. It really makes a difference. And it's a little treat yourself moment that that is just so special and adds that little special luxury touch. Just curious, which is your most popular vessel from us?
Oh my goodness. It's the Cleo collection. So I made the Cleo, Hanu, which means turtle in Hawaiian.
Oh, I love it. How perfect.
I made the Hanu. And so I go and when I show them that collection, it's just like, they're like, oh, okay, I want all of it. I'm like, well, you can reuse your vessel. No, I don't want that. I need to come back for another one. So you guys, I'm going to challenge you guys. You need to get more colors because my customers are running out of vessels.
Absolutely. We will definitely work on that. And we just wanted to bring you on tonight to highlight you and highlight your incredible innovative business. And thank you for having us along for the ride. And thank you for inspiring so many people to help, right? So many people to help and to, connect and, just try to make every day a little bit better and to spend time with those you love and get to know people on a deeper level. We're just so thankful to be a part of such an incredible journey. So our time is wrapping up, but I wanted to give you some time to share any last words of advice, anything that you may want to, anything that you may want to, leave us with, as we part ways. What would you like to say?
Well, I have to reach out to Dream Vessels. You're not only my friend, but you are Ohana. You are a strong family to me. And I appreciate everything that you have done for my business, even for my expansion. And not only that, my customers love you. So thank you so much.
We thank you so much. We like I said, we're just so thankful to be a part of this. And if you were to share any words of advice or words of wisdom to, a woman who's thinking of making the leap, thinking of, moving her life to the next level, what would you tell her?
Go as you grow. Take that leap. Do not be afraid. Life is not a gamble. You have to not be afraid of anything. So just keep on going. Take that ride on that roller coaster and just go for it. I'm afraid of roller coasters, and I'm telling you, I went for it. And you see how happy I am? I don't have gray hair. So
you look really happy and you seem really happy, which is just awesome. So if we are in the Virginia area, how can we find you? How can we sign up for classes? How can we follow you on social media? Tell us everything.
Well, you don't even have to be in Virginia. Just like I said, that customer in Texas, she found me on Google. And you're going to Google me at Fruition Candles, Fruision Candles. And then all my information is on there. You can reach me at 804-300-6505.
This has just been the most incredible chat. Thank you so much for everything that you've done, everything that you continue to do. And I cannot wait until I see you. I know you're going to be in Florida next, but I can't wait to see you in Beverly Hills, where I can just drive down the street and come and book an appointment. And it's just going to be incredible. It's just going to be incredible. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being our maker of the month this month. And this was just fantastic. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Thank you, Ashley. And thank you, Dream Vessels.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.